Fairly quick video, Israel. Morning time. I think it's Baba Kwar Tawab or Tawab. Baba Kwar means good morning. We do from right to left, so some brothers might say Baba Kwar Tawab, which means morning good, good morning, same thing. But it's another morning, Israel. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostle, elder bishops, great millstone. Most salutation to the brothers teaching the word for the hopeful elect, soon to be elect, most high will, to the hopeful extend elect, shalom, blessings. We're basically repeating this song, going over basic topics, of course, prophecies all day, every day, doing videos every day. I did a video called, basically you should know a man by his look. And I mentioned, they have a saying that the eyes are the window to the soul. So even when you didn't, I'm gonna use this guy as an example, but I'm gonna kind of explain some things within the example. But, that's these are good indicators, like even when you deal with women, like make sure you continue to look, not on the weird stuff, of course, but you continue to check a woman's spirit by looking her in the eye, Now, let me go to that. This is Ted Bundy. This is when he was a teenager, maybe a young teen or right before his teenage years. You can see he looks like, and sometimes, sometimes you have a lot of Edomites grow up and they become Christians, whatever. That doesn't mean they're good people. And it even says in the scripture, when they do good, they do it unwillingly. But, you can see something in his eyes like, damn, he got a demon in his eyes. Same thing with a picture where he's even younger. He reminds me of that Twilight Zone episode. This kid was named Little Jimmy, and he was terrorizing his family because he had powers to do so. But he looks like he's up to no good, And like I said, you'll have some of these same type people with pictures like that, never murder anybody. But that doesn't mean that they don't come from a murderous family or a history of murderers. But he's really look bugged out like, and it's almost like when a person does drugs, their eyes change. You have some called bugged out eyes, where your eyes are big and they look, so there's a lot to a look. We don't always have this as the core indicator of somebody's personality or somebody's, spirit, but there's definitely an indication there. And you got to pay attention to these signs. And the unibrow makes him look even crazier. But yeah, he looked like he murdered 30 young women. He looks like he has the devil in his eye. I think one of them, that this is, I think, one of his last women that he was dealing with that he didn't murder. I think he got married. I think they have a child, but she got, he didn't murder her like the rest of the girls that he murdered. And I think they asked him why, when they interviewed him. I don't know. This might be the same girl. I don't know. But anyway, this guy, and then, he looks right here. He looks like a lawyer or a public defender or something. You know, so Esau is good at playing both roles. He's good at playing the. He's good at playing. He's an actor. He's good at playing the good guy and the bad guy. He'll murder you and then defend you at the same damn time. I mean, come at your defense as far as trying to, say sorry to your family and that, he didn't mean to do it and things of that nature. Here he is smiling right here. So you can't trust these devils. And we told you about you women, a lot of you that are married to Esau, it's gonna be more of y'all missing and hung and killed, just like the Nolan Wells thing. He was comfortable with them. He partied like them. You could see it in the pictures. He might have been a sacrifice. In any case, he trusted his enemy. But and like I said, they're the same ones that could shake your hand, same ones that could be your friend for 10 to 15 years in college or in high school, into college, and remaining your friend in the world after college, whatever. But they still got a spirit of a murderer in them. It just needs to be, like they got a saying, release the beast. It's a spirit of a beast in these people. Now, he could have had a regular life without murdering, but it was, some people, it's another word called opportunist. If they have an opportunity to hang you or murder you, they will. I think that in the Nolan Wells case, they didn't plan to do that. They were supposedly his friend, but they had an opportunity. Anyway, and this is a man that has a family. I think he married a couple of women, but he had a child. Now we always talk about too, and Elder Michael Allah just did a video mentioning how they're accused of our brethren, which they are. They're going to accuse us, and his was called The Hatred Runs Deep. Basically Jacob versus Esau, and GMS Inspiration and Motivation. Subscribe, me greatly edified, like all the apostle elder bishops, great millstone. But they're going to accuse us, man, and they're going to have these private prison concentration camps into their new world order, to where they're going to accuse us, man, of all kind of things, just like they accused Emmett Till for whistling at a white woman. Now, he probably did, but do you see how they did him? Which is showing hatred, major hatred. I mean, what should be the crime for whistling at a woman, especially if she's pretty? But this woman, I really don't think, that might have been the case, because I think the woman, that she wasn't even pretty, but that's not really even based on whether he did or not. But he don't. To me, as far as his aura, how he look in his picture, he don't strike me to be that kind of person that whistle across the street for a woman. But anyway, but I was mentioning too that I'm going to mention too right here that Sirach 39:28, it says there be spirits that are created for vengeance. So there's a spirit in a man, and all inspiration comes from the Almighty. So spirits are controlled by the Most High. He's the Father of spirits. So a lot of them 30 young women that he took out, they probably did something. I mean, they did something evil. I mean, it says whoever died being innocent, whoever perished being innocent. So they probably hung Jake They probably burnt Jake and you know, all kind of stuff. They probably raped children and all that. So, you know, that's Satan against Satan. Most High said the house was going to fall, you know? And that's what Most High does. He'll put Satan against Satan. Even in our people, you know, adversary. Satan means adversary. So he'll have a whole Jake group be slew by another Jake group because they both wicked. But when you slay the righteous, you're doing evil against the Most High. And that's to be paid back and judgment and death and sentence of how they're going to be sentenced. It says, Psalms 58:3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. See? So these people are born wicked. They're born as Edomites. They're born as murderers. Their spirit is nothing new under the sun. The spirit in that dude Ted Bundy is an old spirit. He was just born as a child again upon the earth. It was in him to be this person from birth. And like I said, a lot of those star actors, they talked about Garth Brooks being a murderer. I don't know if it's true, but they, you know, a lot of these actors, Edomite actors, in the celebrity world, acts out these murder roles, act out slave master roles, act out, you know, I think they vent some kind of way through that type of portal, what have you, too. So they won't have, you know, this, and they won't do it for real. I mean, if they didn't have those roles, they'd probably be doing that for real, or even just meditating on it. Because you can meditate on a lot of things and it not come to fruition and not happen. But the mind, that's why Yahweh Shai said, even if you look upon a woman, to lust upon a woman, you commit adultery in your heart, in your mind. So the minds are corrupt. It's a lot of corrupt minds out there, even though they never get to manifest their corruption. But with the so-called white men and elite members in the banking, they do, because they won't get in trouble for it. They're not able, you know, nobody's going to come and arrest them. So they do actually manifest destiny for them. But here's him as a child also. He looks evil right here. You know, if you have a child that looks at you like that, you got to correct that child. Like, what the hell you look like back then in the day, like we say, you have a child look at you, you look at the child back. Like, what the fuck are you looking at? You know, I was at the mall. I mean, not the mall, but I was at the grocery store and I saw this child. His mother kind of walked away a little bit. I mean, she was right there, but she was looking at products or something on the shelf. And he was kind of just there in the basket by himself. And he looked at me, he acted like he was going to do something, like, you know, try to get out the basket or something like that, you know, the shopping basket. And I looked at him and he kind of like changed his mind, you know, and kind of, you know, just stayed still, like, I don't want to do nothing wrong or something like that. But, and I don't even know him. He don't know me. I mean, I ain't never seen, but, you know, your eyes can be piercing, man. You know, I might do one called The Eyes of the Prophets. All the brothers is teaching the words. It's a spirit in them. And the eyes don't lie. And then, you know, they did a documentary of them too. So this is the guy that played them. And you know, now you see how he's convicted of murder. In this courtroom, he didn't murder 30 young women. In this courtroom, He's not shackled or chained up or nothing. This dude looks like a fucking lawyer and shit. You know? And that's how they do Esau, man. They you know, he's, you know, and they'll possibly get him off. Who knows if he really went to jail? But these kind of dudes get off all the time. Because they might have good money for lawyers, or he could just say he was temporarily insane. They'd be like, oh, okay, we understand that. You know, let's just put him in a rehabilitation center. You know, give him therapy classes, whatever. Jake don't get that. You know, so we know these devils are. That's why the Most High is going to take these devils down, man, because they deny the existence of the Most High, or that we're the children of the Most High, and we're the children of the Most High. They exercise their wicked works like there's no repercussion for it, like there's no judgment for it. And it said that in the Bible, they do these things because it's in their power to do so. So we're not surprised, you know, to hear about these heavy criminal cases of Esau. This is who he is, and we understand that, you know. We don't fuck with Esau. If somebody say, well, yeah, they hang niggas down there, I ain't going down there. You know, I'm not going to try to make myself look like a tough guy and go down the street. You got to be wise. Be like, shit, that's Esau's road. Shit, fuck it. We going this way. Like, the Most High said that too. If any man come against Cain. So, you know, it's not his time right now, immediate like this day, to go down. It's prophecy that has to come to pass. And then, you know, and it's a such thing as full of wickedness. Like, the wickedness got to be fulfilled. You know, I think it was said that was said of the Amorites. So let Most High continue to do his thing. We're going to continue to do our thing for the Most High. Let the Most High work, man. And let these devils, you know, wear out their wickedness, fulfill their wickedness so it could be taken out of existence, and them with it, you know. And we, of course, we're going to do our part. But, you know, they're going to Jacob's trouble, and they're going to do things. And Most High will, he protect us. But when we know that this is wicked, and we know these are wicked people with the banking families and elites, that gives us joy, because not only did the Bible say that it was true, but we know what wickedness entails. It entails not only the strength of wickedness, but the weakness of wickedness. It's all it's all wicked, just like the pedophile shit. That's a weak ass spirit. It harbors on the weak and young weaklings of children and all that. The sodomite spirit is weak as hell. That's a demon ass, weak ass spirit. So we know the wicked is not what they portray it to be, display it to be, which in their eyes is strength. It looks good. That's why Jake does wicked, because it looks stronger than in righteousness. It looks, you know, like it's winning. But we know that's not the truth. Jake's been fooled. He's been bamboozled once again. He's been duped once again. So we'll let the cards play out, the movie play out, and at the very end, you already know what happens. You know? Anyway, hope it's edifying to the next video. Shalom.